You guys actually did a nice job, okay? This is something I still practice on with people all the time. All right? You'll find when you become very good, first thing happens is you go and learn all your good techniques. And then you learn all the other cool techniques. It's like, man, now if I can do this, I can do these back flips, and I can do all of that cool stuff, I'm gonna be great. And then when you actually, then in martial arts, you know all that good technique, they test you and you become a black belt, right? And the first thing they say is, you know, welcome to the beginning.
Yep, first level beginner.
Because it is a beginning.
Yep.
It's because the next step is, you know what, you end up walking all the way back and then really learning good techniques. The basics become the fundamentals. And we talk about great fighting men like Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. Okay? Going to MMA, right? We can think about some of our best people we like there, and usually they put people out with the same thing over and over and over again. Okay? It's the same 3 shots they throw all the time. You know what 3 they are. I've been watching it for years. Why can't you block it?
Because they set you up.
Because they set you up. How they set you up is they push into your weaknesses, they use good footwork, they tire you down, they mentally break your mind, and then they set up that shot they want and they hit you with it. That's when you're using your good basics. Okay? It's rare. I mean, there's probably more blows I forgot now that I used to throw than, I remember some of this stuff. I used to constantly flick offside on the arms. I could rip an arm almost all the time. Never do it anymore. I used to throw a lot of wraps. Fought mace for years and years and years. I throw maybe 2 or 3 wraps in a bout unless I'm in close range. Okay? There's lots of shots because I go back to the shots that are very safe and that nowadays that don't hurt my body. Okay? And are effective. There are specific shots for me. They may be different ones for other people. That's fine. Okay? You don't have to be a master at my shot. That's not going to make you a master. Okay? All it's going to do is add one more piece to a repertoire of shots that you have, and maybe you'll use it when you have opportunity to present itself, and most likely you're going to go back to the good shots that you know. And that's fine as long as you do those well and set your opponent up so you can do them. You can have the best shot in the world. I know lots of guys that throw beautiful shots right into the guy's shield. Why? Because they never set up that shot. They never knew if their opponent was actually going to even give it to them. And they never knew if they could manipulate their opponent to get it. No, I'm going to throw this shot because it's my best shot. Why isn't that hitting them? Because I'm doing nothing to make it hit. Yes, I have good technique. Wonderful. You know, you get an A, I'll mark your card when you go home on your technique. Okay?
You get top points for
You're going to get an
artistic.
L in the losing bracket on the list. Okay? Because you have to set that up. If I know I'm going to throw this inside line and his shield is farther over, what happens to my inside line? I have to do something to get it. So maybe I do this. Right?
And I knew he was going to do it too.
Okay? I knew he was going to do it. So you have to create that. Because if he just comes out here and I do this, he has that block all day long. Wait, that's my killing blow. Right? It's not my killing blow if I don't set it. So that's why the feet are so important. That's why all that fundamental movement and understanding that last class wasn't so much about your movement, although there's a lot of movement over your hips and using your hips and sway. But that was actually more about what Paul talks about is that force between you and him. So if I'm constantly just pushing my force on him, I'm learning nothing. Because I'm not watching him. I'm the guy who's just pushing it on him. He's learning something. He's learning that I'm just going to push force on him and not care about what he does, so that's his opportunity. So be careful on that. You have to have that connection between you and your opponent. If you don't have that connection, you're going to lose. Just like in boxing, that first or second round is all about getting that connection and understanding of what your opponent's going to do, right? Those are the feel-out rounds. After those feel-out rounds, we make adjustments. to figure out how our blows are going to work against this individual and what we have to do to make them happen. That's the same thing happening out here. We have to do it a lot faster, okay? Because we get, you know, we're not boxing, getting hit a dozen times in a round and moving on. So we have to do that a lot faster. If I just wade in and throw everything I have, sure, I might, you know what? I might even win 60, 70. I know guys that are really athletic that can win almost 80% of the time just by wading in and throwing everything they have. And they'll beat some of the best guys out there. And then they go and they fight some guy that has 1 year on his belt. He throws something weird, and as I jump in there because I wasn't paying any attention because he doesn't matter, and he hits me. What happens in tournaments that way? What happens in tournaments is you lose. Okay? I tell people this all the time. I'd rather take a guy who's 20, 30% consistently beating the people he should be beating and train him than a guy that's 70, 80% winning all the time but inconsistent about the people he beats. Because you know what's going to happen? I will teach this person and he will just keep moving along. I will teach this person, he will fall back because he's trying new stuff. He's not pushing all his tension and energy on somebody. He'll lose a couple of times to people he doesn't think he should lose to. And then he will go right back to what he was doing. And then it's a fight between me and him to show who learns, who's going to be the teacher. And I'm not a very nice teacher because that fight usually ends in pain. Okay? It's just, you have to understand what your opponent's doing. You have to stand back. Sometimes you have to take a step back. If this means I can't do this anymore, just walk up to somebody like I usually do and start throwing stuff. But I stand out here and go, okay, I want to see. In fact, Zygmunt did this the other week. He was going to stand out here and see how he can suck up some shots. I don't mind, okay? Probably didn't end up great for you, but he did learn. So sometimes it's okay to do that. Take those chances. Practice is what? Practice. All right? When you get in a tournament, be consistent about what you do. Try to excel and be perfect at your technique. And that's the place to really show and get into the game you want. At practice, though, we want to try some new stuff. That doesn't mean, oh, I'm just playing around all practice, because it's by far not what you're doing. In fact, if I tell Ziggy he has to keep his arm down all practice, and he can't throw it offside, that means I have to try even harder on not doing that, plus doing the other things he's supposed to be doing. What's he learning? He's practicing being good at, at not throwing an offside tonight. Okay? Doesn't mean he still shouldn't be trying to win. Every place I've ever, now wrap it up, every place I've ever gone, the first thing I do is I line up all the unbelts on one side of the field and all the knights on the other. And I go over here and I ask the unbelts, and I'm going to ask you guys. How would you feel if I said, when we fight you guys, we step it down a little bit so that you guys can have fun? Are you guys okay with that? I may kind of get a little pissy at that statement. Right? If I said I'm stepping down, if these guys, these two guys back over here are stepping it down because, well, they want you guys to have fun, they don't want to just kill you all the time. Yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it? That's what they're thinking in their head. How would you guys think? Not, like, you almost rather get hit every time, wouldn't you?
Plus they wouldn't do that.
Look at them both of them smile, right? Because if I go over here and say, I want you guys to go out here and one-shot every one of these guys over and over and over again. Yeah, they don't like that idea, do they? So if they're not one-shotting you and they can, what are they doing?
Ratcheting it down.
They're stepping it down, aren't they?
Or I'm practicing.
Here's the one I love. Oh, we're training them. I'm training on them. Okay?
You gotta learn too.
I've got to try something different.
No, you're actually not learning, and that's the problem. Okay?
We're not even right all the time.
Because what are you learning? You're learning to step it down, aren't you?
He said that
You're learning how to not do the great stuff you normally do you? What are they learning? They're learning how to fight you when you're stepped down. Isn't that wonderful? And then they go to a tournament and one-shot you, right? And then they're all like, oh, that was great, but they never showed you. It's like, hey, I'm going to hold this one in my back pocket, and And then when you guys get there, I'm going to use it on you. And then you're not going to see it until the next tournament. Alright? That's the same conversation I have everywhere. You guys are training terrible in making yourself better, and you guys have the right to be pissed off. It is not these guys' right to come out here and just pound you down to the ground.
Oh, Monday's gonna hurt.
Okay? But, how about if these guys came out and said, okay, the first 3 and the last 3 are gonna be my crown rounds. That means they're gonna one-shot you to that arm 3 times in a row. Would you care? If I walked up and said, okay, now I'm gonna give you everything, what are you thinking? You're like, yeah, finally! And what are you learning? You're learning how to give everything. Because if he hits you, he just hit you and won. He didn't hit you because, oh, well, in your little brain, you're like, well, I was just kind of chilling out and training. No, not anymore. You told him you were going to give him your best 3. First time he blocks one of your best 3 because he's seen it 52 times now. What do you think? Yeah! Now you're learning, right? Now you're learning that, oh, I might have to start changing this a little bit. The piece that even more you're learning is you're learning how to turn it on. Okay? Ron Boulder does it, he goes out there and that's his on. You have to know how to turn it on. Now, I'm pointing at these guys, but I can point at every one of you guys. How many of you guys have stood and said, okay, I'm going to train you, and let's go through some stuff. Okay, oh yeah, that's great, that's great. And you go, oh, you did a great job, and you walk off. What did you just train? Well, you trained how to come down to somebody else's level. Right? Congratulations. When you go in a tournament and you come down to somebody else's level, what happens? Okay, so the same thing happens. You guys all point at yourself too. Because, you know, you don't want to smash down the new guy. But what is that brand new guy also thinking? He's thinking,
well, it's easy.
if you walk up and say, well, you know, hey, I was just training. What is that guy going, well, don't be an ass. Right? Because just like you guys, he wants to see your best too. Even better, if these guys came out and I told them they had to come out once a month even and say, every fight is a crown fight. I'm telling them that because I want them to get better. You guys want them to get better? Yeah. Who wants to see him as king again, right? Well, maybe not yet. But
should we ask Katarina that?
But if I tell you they're going to come out and train to be great, would you guys all be like, that's fine, come out and smash me up. Oh, by the way, I'm going to try to smash you up, by the way. And I get to win out of this too. But now you know what they're doing. So they need to come out, or you do if you were at a practice by yourself with somebody else lower on the end, and say, okay, I'm going to give you 3 good ones, and then we'll do some training. And your 3 good ones, you should be looking at one-shotting this guy. If you're at that level, you should be looking at one-shotting him every time. And I don't care if you go back to the same arm, same head, I don't care. If he gives it to you 3 times, then he gives it to you 3 times, who cares? You shouldn't worry about his level, okay? You don't have to concuss him, but you shouldn't have to worry his level. You already told him. Let's do 3 real fights. He knows what's coming. If you hit him 3 times, what does he know now in the same place? He knows he has a weakness, and he has to learn it.
And that's when we take the video and say, why are you screwing that up?
Okay.
Why are you giving
keep that in mind. That's usually how I start every place, because everybody hates that, but you guys have to train too. Because these guys, everyone, if they say they just come out for you guys, how would you feel? Right? I mean, it's cool. I love you guys, you know, thanks for coming out. But if you want them to be able to train too. So make sure they're doing that. Say, hey, if they don't want to do it, say, hey, can you give me 3 real ones? At the end of the fight or at the beginning of the fight? You might be thinking in your head, give me 3 real ones because I think I can block them all. You may not kill them, but I bet you block one of them. And then you're the winner. And then he's thinking, I better start doing something right. Okay? But make them do it. It's good for them, it will get their game better, and it will make your game get better in the long run. Alright? Thanks, guys.
All right.